Our guest joining us today, Mohan Vishwa, Karnataka BJP spokesperson. Lavanya Ballal is from the Congress party in the state. Sriraj Nair is VHP spokesperson. Arun Anand is consulting editor First Post. Amana Begum Ansari is a political and policy analyst, and Syed Asad Abbas is also one. Syed, let me come to you first up. You know, the problem is that crimes happen from both sides. But a hue and cry is created, an atmosphere of fear is created, the reputation of India is put at stake when, let's say, the crime happens from the majority community against minority community. Why are murders like those of Harsha going completely undiscussed? Is this not also a pattern that exists of Hindu hate?
Shivani, firstly, I'm very, very thankful to you that you picked up and raised this topic. Harsha comes from the land of Karnataka, where I stay as well. And what we saw with Harsha is very unfortunate. Those radical elements and those behind this murder, I'm very glad with the NIA charge sheet, and they must be put behind bars, which they already are. The fact of the matter, not just that, Shivani, many a times we see these youth from SDPI, PFI coming in time and again, causing such activities. NIA, as a matter of fact, has named them under Terror Act. It is high time that the BJP party keeps its promise and bans such radical outfits like
I'll come to that in just a bit. But Syed, what is very shocking is the level of radicalization is such that, let's say you feel aggrieved over an issue. Let's say you feel aggrieved over an issue like hijab, right? Now, of course, there are pros and cons to the hijab debate, and we've discussed that ad nauseum. The court has also ruled on it. It is being challenged in the Supreme Court. The way to avenge yourself, if I can use that term, which seems to be the motive here, on issues like CAA, NRC, which haven't even been implemented, by the way. CAA doesn't hurt Indian Muslims. NRC is something that every nation is entitled to conduct. In fact, it has been an idea that predates the BJP government at the center. But anyways, I'm not going into that. If you felt aggrieved for any of these issues, how does murdering Harsha help the Muslim community? I don't understand that. Look at the level of radicalization involved here.
Shivanaji, absolutely not. Why would it help any community? No community aspires any such thing. As a matter of fact, who are these radicalized youth to even do this? I truly believe, and I'm sure every community, every Indian believes, or every human believes, that they must be dealt with iron hands. And
no, we don't live in that utopia, unfortunately. Such elements, the likes of SDPI, PFI you mentioned, but even radical outfits, even very, orthodox Muslim outfits get a lot of support in India from opposition parties just because they are a vote bank. But this is not a vote bank issue, Syed.
Shivani, any political party which supports that, be it the BJP, Congress or JDS from my land of Karnataka, or any political party, must be dealt with accordingly, because if you are supporting
how do you deal with a political party?
It is nothing short.
If they've created vote banks on these issues, precisely these issues of minoritarianism and majoritarianism, then how do you deal with that political party?
Those who play such cards of majority or minority, any form of appeasement is absolutely wrong and highly condemnable. And also those political parties which come and fund such activities must be brought to justice, because these are the people, for the mere petty vote bank, are actually putting humanity in danger.
Precisely. Let me take that to Lavanya Ballal of the Congress party before I open this up. Lavanya, the allegation that the Congress faces especially is that in your opposition to the BJP, which is of course, let's say, a pro-Hindu party, it has a certain Hindu ideology, a Hindutva ideology, and we can debate that ad nauseum. But in your opposition to the BJP, the Congress sometimes ignores what are very grave signs and grave dangers in Indian society, which is to brush under the carpet Hindu hate that is being fueled amidst the Muslim community, even by certain clerics. Clearly, these young boys, a lot of them are 20 odd something, they are being brainwashed into thinking that this is the way forward for Muslim community. It isn't.
Good evening, Shivani. You have inferred in your comments previously while talking to Syed Abbas that Congress is protecting the murderers of these youth. Let me clarify. We do not support anti-social elements. Congress has been demanding in Karnataka especially that the BJP ban the SDPI and the PFI. The question is, why isn't BJP banning these outfits if they are anti-national elements, if they are creating unrest in the state. Having said that, we are very glad the murderer of the boy in Nettur, Praveen
Harsha.
Nettur, has been arrested. We have demanded the arrest of these guys. And we also would like to remind everybody the failure of Karnataka's Home Minister, the intelligence failure of Karnataka's police to avoid this murder. And we have also seen how Harsha's murderers in the jail were getting a princely treatment with biryani and video calls and everything. We would also like to remind people the failure of the BJP government.
Yeah,
in
I'll come to
protecting our
BJP
youth,
on
in
that. My question is the politics that is played on minority versus majority issues. Is it not true that in the name of minoritarianism, we've had even terrorists being supported? And years and years and years of debate being held on those terrorists. Which side of that debate was the Congress party?
I want you to clarify which terrorist has been supported by the Congress. This is a very serious allegation, Shivani.
No, I'm
and you have
saying
to
that
clarify.
debates on Yaqub Memon, whether he should be hanged or not, debates on Afzal Guru have taken place. And the problem is that all of it is done to assuage minority sentiment. Sentiment is in its own place. What we mustn't compromise with is anti-national activities and terror and crime. That's all I'm saying.
Shivani, are you claiming that Congress has nurtured these terrorists? Is that what your statement is?
No, I'm asking
Are
you,
you
which
saying
side of the debate have you been on when it comes to radicalization amongst the Muslim community? Whether it's in Uttar Pradesh, whether it's in Karnataka, or anywhere
I
else.
want you to clarify this, Shivani. You are making a serious allegation. Are you saying Congress has supported the terrorists?
I'm
Please
asking
clarify.
you, what side of the debate have you been on when it comes to minority radicalization?
We have always been on the side of the oppressed. We have always been on the side of justice, Shivani. It's a very serious allegation you have been making on your show right
I've
now.
not made any allegation against you. I've asked you a question. Why are you getting so agitated?
Because you are inferring that Congress.
I'm asking
has
you a plain and
supported
simple
terrorists.
question. Use your time to answer that question.
I want you to go back to your own question and hear yourself.
Yeah, I'm
Shivani.
asking you. I'll
Please
repeat
be
that question. I'll ask it in a different
No.
way. When it comes to terrorism in Kashmir, which side of the debate has the Congress party been on?
We've been on the side of justice. We have always been on the side of India, Shivani. Is that so difficult to comprehend?
No, it is difficult to comprehend. It's easy to say it in statements like these. But when stone pelters are defended as innocent youth, when those who attack the army are defended because they are somehow being oppressed by the army, all of this is narrative that is purely because of majority versus minority. It has no other reason. Absolutely no other reason. Politics since the 1993 Mumbai blast, you look at politics over the 2008 Mumbai blast, all of it is basically minority appeasement that has happened. And that is why these crimes continue to become more brazen. Congress party is not alone in facing that charge. Several opposition parties have faced that charge. In Uttar Pradesh, the Samajwadi Party faced the charge of letting a lot of these people off. Those who were accused in bomb blasts because of electoral politics. That's the question I'm asking. Arun Anand, that's the larger debate here.
Double engine sarkar done, Shivani. Please
Okay,
answer.
I'll go to Mohan
You
Vishwa
believe
with
that-
that. Lavanya